So we'll start with, no? Okay, so ito po yung ating schedule, no? So we are done with session 1, no? Basic Electricity and Ohm's Law. So I believe po yung iba sa inyo nakapagsagutan po nating mock test 1 and mock test 2. So you have high grades on that one, no? High scores. So I hope po na um, you will try no to perfect. So meron po kunting error no on the mock test 2, but rest assured that all of these error are corrected and your score will be also corrected, no, depending kung naging tama ba yung sagot nyo doon o hindi, no. So now we will be focusing on this session 2, electrical materials and tools, no. Okay, so first we have this one, the effect of temperature, no. So the effect of temperature and resistance. So for conductors like wires, no, resistance of conductor increases when the temperature increases also, no. So if the temperature increase, the conductor resistance will also increase. So this is true for all conductors, copper, aluminum, iron, all metals, no. That is true, no. Okay, so we have this formula, the temperature resistance formula. So we have R sub T is equals to RO 1 plus alpha delta T. Now, wherein R sub T is the new resistance, RO is the original resistance, alpha is the temperature coefficient, and delta T is the temperature change. No? Okay. So we have the temperature coefficient for the following conductors. So we have for copper, so ito po kanyang temperature coefficient, so 0.0040. So the temperature coefficient defined po yan as the amount of degrees Celsius increase per amount of ohms, no, which is increase per degree Celsius. Kunyari, the temperature coefficient is 0.001. So if the temperature increase by 3, so the resistance will also increase 0.003 or 3 times 0.1. Yan. Okay, for aluminum, it's 0.39, no? That is for aluminum. Habang for iron is 0.0050. The carbon and semiconductors have a negative temperature coefficient. So literally, we will know po kung ano po ibig sabihin ng negative temperature coefficient. Okay. Okay. Then we have this po, no? We have the PTC and the NTC, the positive temperature coefficient. So that is the resistance increases with temperature. No? So if your temperature increase, your resistance will also increase. So this is true for all metals or for all conductors. No? So the opposite that one is the negative temperature coefficient, no, in which if the temperature increases, the resistance will decrease. So kabaliktaran po, no? So the examples for this one are carbon and semiconductors, no? So yung po na pagkaiba ng positive at negative temperature coefficients. Okay. So when it comes to the formula, so we have here an application. So a copper wire has 10 ohms resistance at 20 degrees Celsius. So we need to find out the resistance at 70 degrees. Okay, so solution. Okay. Okay, so we have formula is R sub T is equals to R sub O 1 plus alpha delta T, no? Wherein for this one, your delta T is the change in temperature. So that will be your T sub 2 minus T sub 1. So yung T sub 2 nyo, that is the final temperature. Habang yung T sub 1 is the initial, no? With which in this instance, no, yung ating initial temperature is itong 20 degrees, no? Celsius. At yung ating final is this 1 dt2. Okay? So substituting, we have 70 degrees Celsius minus 20 degrees Celsius. So your delta T is equal to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we could now solve this one. We have R sub O, which is the initial temperature of 10 ohms. Then we have 1 plus the the temperature the temperature coefficient of copper. So kaya po nakalagay sa table because we are going to memorize this table, no? Ito po. These are the most common conductors na lalabas po sa ating board exam. Okay? So this is 0.004 times 50 degrees Celsius. Okay? So using our calculator,
Good evening po, sir.
hello. Yan, okay na.
Okay na, sir.
Okay, sige. Thank
Okay
you,
na,
thank
sir.
you.
Okay na po.
Okay, so now let's proceed. No? So another example here, an aluminum conductor has 20 ohm resistance at 30 degrees Celsius. So we need to find the resistance at 90 degrees Celsius. So this is aluminum, no? Kanina copper yon. So the alpha for aluminum or the temperature coefficient is 0.0039. Then our initial temperature T1 is 30 degrees Celsius. And our T2 is 90 degrees Celsius. So R sub T is equals to RO, 1 plus alpha delta T. Okay, so our initial temperature is 25. Initial resistance is 25 ohms. 1 plus, so alpha is 0.0039. Then delta T, so that is just equals to T2 minus T1. So we have 90 degrees Celsius minus 30 degrees Celsius. So, ang ginawa ko is, dito ko lang din sinolve yung, yung delta T. Okay? So, we will input that one all in our calculator. So, we have 25. Then 1 plus 0.0039. So, gamit po tayo ng parenthesis. So, that is 90 minus 30. Yan. Equals. So that is equal to 30.85. So the new resistance now is 30.85 ohms. Yan. No? So in this talaga, we need to have our calculator kasi hindi po ito kaya ng mental natin na mathematics, no? Kasi the equation is or the formula itself is medyo mahaba-haba po. Okay? Next, we have common electrical materials, no? So alam niyo na yung mga common electrical materials, no? Because you'll be using this, no? Every day, no? Sa iyong mga trabaho. But we will try to have the important keywords, no? Kung in case ito yung lalabas sa board exams, kung ano yung titingnan nyo ng mga words, no? The application, the function, yan. So nahin natin yung conductors, no? We have discussed this one on our first session. So we have the conductors are the materials used to carry current. So ito po yung yan natin, the carry of the current, that is the conductors. So we have copper, aluminum, silver. These are the most common conductors which could be purchased commercially. So yung copper, it has an excellent conductivity, no, compared to any other conductor except for silver. Aluminum, it is usually used kasi mas magaan, lightweight, and it is mura, no, compared to copper and silver. And silver is the best conductor. Okay. Then we have insulators. So this the insulator, they are used, no, as electrical materials to prevent leakage, or you have here the leakage current, no. So kalang purpose so that there will be no accidental electrocution, especially our conductor is usually balot po siya ng mga insulator, no, yung kanyang insulation. So the purpose of that one is to prevent accidental contact, no. So we have examples. We have PVC, no, rubber, porcelain, glass, and mica, no. So they are insulators because they have very high resistivity, no. So they have high resistivity, no. And because they have high resistivity, mangyayari din, so resistivity is the reciprocal of conductivity. So kung high ang resistivity, so their conductivity also is low, no. Okay. Then semiconductors, so their conductivity is between a conductor and insulator. Usually they will increase their conductivity as a function of the temperature. Kaya mayroon silang negative temperature coefficient katulad ng kanina, no? So examples are silicon and germanium, the most common semiconductor, in which they are applied, no, to make diodes and transistor. We could also have IC and silicon wafer. Okay. Then magnetic materials or the magnetic wire. So they are usually used to motors and transformers. Also, we could have that one for solenoids. No? Solenoids yung mga coil of wire na ginagamit natin, like the contactor. No? So those type of materials are usually soft iron and silicon steel. So these are what we call as magnetic material or paramagnetic material, you know. Okay. When you say paramagnetic material, they become magnetized if current is applied to them. Okay. Then we have lighting devices. So ano na yung mga lighting devices, no? So usually we have 4 lighting devices. The first one is incandescent, no? So the very first light bulb or the very first lamp to be created, no, to be invented, no. So in patent, no, sa patent ng incandescent lamp, it is created or invented by Thomas Alva Edison, no. But if the history will speak to it, so hindi po talaga si Edison yung gumawa ng bulb, kundi yung mga tao lang po na sa kanyang company. Of course, siya yung may-ari ng company, so that's why it is patented sa kanyang name, no? So the characteristics of this bulb, no, is it's cheap, no, mura, then high heat, and because yung kanyang liwanag is hindi masyadong maliwanag, so that is low efficiency, no? Then we have the fluorescent lamp. So the fluorescent lamp requires ballast and starter, no? So this ballast and starter are in series with our lamp, no? So the purpose of the ballast is to limit the current, while the starter is to regulate the arcing, no? Regulate the arcing of our lamp, no? So the fluorescent lamp is in medium efficiency, no? So hindi siya masyadong efficient, hindi din siya masyadong low talaga. So medium na ang kanyang efficiency. Then we have the LED lamp, which is the most common now, no? Usually used, no, sa lahat ng mga wirings, no, lighting devices. So the LED lamp is used, no? So the meaning of LED, no? So this is light emitting diode. Yan. So that is the meaning of LED. Now the advantages is it is energy efficient, long life, and low heat. No? So most common in modern lighting, no, when it comes to board question. So sa board question, lagi sinasabi, which of the following is the most common modern lighting device? So the correct answer for that one is LED lamp. Then we have HID lamp, no? So the example for this one are the mercury vapor, sodium, and metal halide. So their usual application is in street light and warehouse or industrial lighting. So they have high efficiency like the LED lamp, but they are usually used, no, in heavy duty applications. Okay, so these are the comparisons. So the incandescent lamp, low efficiency, short lifespan, but the heat emission is very high. The fluorescent are all medium. The LED is very high. The lifespan is long and the heat is low. So ideally, no, LED talaga yung pinaka-ideal na gamitin. Then HID is high. The lifespan is long and its heat is medium. Okay, then we have overcurrent devices, no? So overcurrent devices, so their use is to protect circuits from overcurrent, which are overload, short circuit, and ground fault. So these are the two types of overcurrent fault, no? The overload, no, sobrang laki ng ating current na nabadaan sa ating wire. So yung wire nagiinit, short circuit, no? And the ground fault. So they also prevent overheating and fire hazards. Okay, so the first one is the fuse. So ang fuse is meron siyang tinatawag na melting, no? So meron siyang strip of wire sa loob, no, na nagme-melt during overcurrent. So the types are plug fuse, cartridge fuse, and time delay fuse. Then you have circuit breaker. So circuit breaker is also known as a resetable overcurrent protective device. So pwede siyang ma-reset kasi wala po siyang metal strip, no, na nagme-melt during short circuit. Okay, so the types of the circuit breaker according to the tripping mechanism could be thermal. So meaning kapag nagiinit na yung yung kanyang mechanism due to overcurrent, so nangyayari is it will trigger the spring to trip our circuit breaker. Magnetic, no? Meron siyang solenoid sa loob, and thermal magnetic, which is the combination of the two. So we have the types of circuit breaker according to the applications. We have the MCB or the miniature circuit breaker. Okay? So these are usually used in residential homes, no? Yung kulay puti na maliliit. MCCB, so this is molded case circuit breaker. Okay. So these are usually used in commercial applications, no? Wala. Ano ba yan? Miniature circuit breaker. Ito naman is molded case circuit breaker. So the MCCB, so aside from commercial purposes, it could be also used for industrial purposes as the branch circuit breakers for our ECB. Now, yung ECB natin, that is an air circuit breaker. So this type of circuit breaker usually handles 1,000 200 amperes to 6,500 amperes, which is perfect for industrial purposes. Okay. Then GFCI, so the GFCI stands for yung may mga in situ po dito. So ito po yung kaniwang inuulit during the interview. So ground fault circuit interrupter. So the purpose of this one is just to cut the circuit in case there is a small leakage current, So that is to protect against electric shock. So the other term for GFCI, because ang GFCI po yung pinaka-common term natin because we are following the Philippine Electrical Code. So the Philippine Electrical Code, ang kanyang tawag sa ganitong klaseng overcurrent protective device is GFCI. But sa Europe, so the term for this type of devices is an RCCB or residual current circuit breaker, Yeah, so residual current breaker. So either of those two is the same, device. So they will protect electric shock, during an ground fault or a leakage current. Yan, So the GFCI is usually used in bathroom, kitchen, and outdoor receptacle. So this is also stated, in the Philippine Electrical Code, So the usual locations are locations that could be subject to moisture, because if there is moisture, so there is a bigger chance of having a ground fault. Okay, so the purpose of OCD, so ito, so prevent conductor overheating. So ito, overcurrent protective devices or OCPD. Prevent fire, protect equipment, and interrupts fault. Okay, then we go to electrical boxes. So we have this one. The most common is a utility box, junction box, octagonal box, and pull box. So the usual purpose is to protect wiring connection and devices, and it must be accessible and have covers. All electrical boxes have covers, and it could be made of PVC, steel, or aluminum. So the utility box is used for switches and receptacle. Kung saan doon po natin indicate yung ating switches and receptacles. Junction box is where we use or is where we do our splicing or the jointing of wires. The octagonal box is for lighting outlets, yung mga lamp holder natin. Pull box is used when long conductor pulling is required. So this is to give space para madali po nating mahila yung ating mga conductors. Then you have also weatherproof boxes. So all from utility box down to the pull box have weatherproof versions, which is used for outdoor and wet locations. Then we have electrical panels, So electrical panels. So we have the panel board. So yung panel board, it contains circuit breakers, bus bars, neutral bar, and ground bar. So lahat tayo nakapag-connect na tayo, nakapag-ano na tayo ng panel board. So alam natin kung saan banda yung breaker, saan banda yung bus bar, saan banda yung neutral at ground bar. Okay, so we have types of panels. So the main panel, this is the main distribution. So kapag may isa tayong building, so we have the main panel in which we could see the main breaker of the whole building. The sub-panel is a secondary distribution. Usually, ito yung nakikita natin per floor. Yan yung tawag DP, distribution panel. They have the lighting panel. This is for lighting circuits. And the power panel is for the motor loads or the appliance circuit. So yan po yung iba't ibang klase ng panel na makikita natin. Then panel board safety. So if you are going to install a panel board, so dapat may proper grounding. The labeling, So ano yung circuit 1, circuit 2, circuit 3. Being accessible, So sa Philippine Electrical Code, in which we are going to discuss also as we go on with our review, So the door must be open 90 degrees, no? Not less than 90 degrees, no? So kapag yung front door naka-hinge siya tapos inopen, so dapat yung mismong opening, the door and the opening itself, yung kanyang angle between them is not to be less than 90 degrees. So ibig sabihin dapat wala pong obstruction sa sa harap ng ating door ng ating panel board or switchgear or kahit ano pang klaseng electrical box. And working clearance. Ibig sabihin working clearance from the conductor or from the bus bar itself, meron siyang clearance from the side, no? Either that is 100 mm or 160 mm. No? Depende po yan sa sa current na dinadala ng bus bar, which we are going also to discuss pagdating pa sa Philippine Electrical Code. Then you have wiring materials. Okay. So we have the conductor insulation types. These are the most common na ginagamit natin na wires. Of course, when it comes to Philippine Electrical Code, mas madami pang wire po yan dito. But these are just the common wires na lalabas in the technical subject side ng board exam. No? Sa PEC, so meron pa tayong XHW, XHN, madami. But when it comes to the technical subject, yung common lang po yung wires na kadalasan lumalabas. No? We have TW. So because wala po to siyang H, so this is 60 degrees Celsius. So ito po ang kanyang maximum temperature rating. No? Then you have THW, this is 75 degrees Celsius. So may isang H. Pag dalawa yung H, that will be 90, which is THHN. Then if wala pong W, kuyari walang W, so this type of wire is not suitable for wet location. For example, itong THN, so this is not for wet location. No. Okay. So yung N naman, this is the nylon coated or nylon jacketed. No. So ibig sabihin nun, aside from the insulation itself, meron pa siyang parang transparent membrane, no, na nagpo-protect sa ating wire. Okay. Then conduits, no? So these are also the most common conduits na ginagamit natin. We have the EMT or the thin walls steel, no? This is electrical metallic tubing, no? Then we have the REC or the rigid steel conduit, no? Then we have the PVC. This is also known as the polyvinyl chloride, no? So yun ibig sabihin ng PVC. And the FNC is the flexible metal conduit, no? Yung PVC plastic conduit, the RAC is for heavy steel, no? Heavy steel application in which ang yung ating yung ating installation will require na mas stable or mas matigas yung ating tubo, no? Yung EMT is for general purpose application. You have switches and receptacles. So these are just a run through of the different types of switches, no, according to their function. So ang single pole, so this controls light in one location. Three-way is for 2 location. Four-way is for 3 or more location. And for convenience outlet, so the usual rating is 15 and 20 amperes. So these are the most common na labas. Kunyari, the question, what type of switch to be used in controlling light in one location? So that is a single pole switch, no? Kapag three-way, so 2 location. So for example, if you have, ang itatanong naman is kung how many three-way switches will be used if you are going to control light in 3 locations, no? 3 locations. Okay. So for this one, so wala po dito, di ba, no? So ito pala, meron 3. So ang tanong is kung ilan yung three-way. So if you have gone to training po doon sa sa ating training during our wiring, no? So we know that kapag 3 locations, yung dalawa dyan are automatic three-way. Yung natitirang isa, that will be four-way. So for example, if the question will be all about 25 locations, no? So pailawan yung light, no, in 25 locations. So automatic yung dalawa dito is three-way. yung natitira will be 4-way. So we have 23 4-way. Yan. So meaning, no, if you are going to control switches in 3 or more locations, you always have 2 3-way at yung natitira are all 4-way. Yan, no? Kasi ito yung isa sa mga trick na questions when it comes to Army Board exam, no? Sabihin 100 locations, how many 2-way, how many 3-way and how many 4-way? Yan. Okay? Then you have electrical instruments. So ito medyo madami-dami itong mga instruments used, no, in electrical installations and testing. So the most common is of the ammeter. So it is connected in series. It has a low resistance. Yung voltmeter naman in parallel, it has a high resistance. Yung ohmmeter measures resistance. Wattmeter measures power. And meter measures the insulation of our wire, also known as an insulation tester. So yan. So yung ammeter measures current, voltmeter measures the voltage, no? Then ohmmeter measures resistance. So if you're going to use an ohmmeter, the circuit must be de-energized or no current, no? No current sa ating circuit. Then you have wattmeter measures power, no? Then meter, so measures insulation resistance. It is used for motor testing. If we're going to test the winding of our motor, if okay pa ba yung kanyang insulation or nagka-short circuit na yung mismong winding, and cable insulation, which are usually done, no, after the installation of the wiring sa isang building or sa isang project. Okay, so ito, no? So in case hindi po to klaro, you will be given an e-file or a PDF file of this, so ano yun ito, mas makagiging klaro pa, no? Okay, so we have, tatapos tayo. So we have the clamp meter. So measures current without disconnecting the conductor, no? Kasi ang gagawin is i-clamp lang dito. Multimeter, so it could measure voltage, current, and resistance. So ito yung pinaka-common na ginagamit natin. Galvanometer, so it measures small electric currents. Yan. Energy meter, also known as kilowatt-hour meter, so measures the electrical energy consumption, no? So kanya measures in kilowatt hours. Frequency meter, it measures electrical frequency in hertz. Power factor meter measures the power factor of AC circuits. Oscilloscope, so display the waveform or the behavior of our signal or our current or voltage. Synchroscope, this is used to indicate if our generators are synchronized or not. Phase sequence meters, so it determines the phase sequence of our three-phase system, either that is A, BC, or CBA. No? Later on, if mapupunta na po tayo sa three-phase systems, we will know ano ibig sabihin ng ABC at CBA. Earth tester or ground tester, so measures the grounding system resistance of our wirings. Continuity tester, so that is for checking if the circuit has a continuous path. Lux meter, so it used to measure illumination intensity. Tachometer, so this is for the speed, no, of the motor. LCR meter, so it is used to measure the inductance, capacitance, and resistance. In the capacitance meter used to find the capacitance value of our capacitor. Inductance meter for the inductance value of the inductor. Spectrum analysis, so this is used to find or to analyze the signal of our signal frequencies of our wave. Signal generator, it will produce electrical test signals. Logic probe, no, so this is usually used in electronic, no, to find the digital logic circuit of our PCB. No, logic analyzer is analyze the digital circuit signals of our circuit. Harmonic analyzer, so this is usually used to measure the harmonics of our power system. When we say harmonics, that is the deviation, yung pagkakaiba ng value ng current or voltage sa kanyang usually ko to 30, but sometimes we're going to measure nagiging 231, nagiging 229. So those other values na hindi 230, yan po yung in layman's term, the harmonics. Okay, so power quality analyzer. So analyze the voltage, harmonics, disturbances, and power quality. These are usually used po sa mga substation. Then you have digital panel meter. So ito po yung kinakabit po natin sa ating mga panel board to know the voltage, the voltage, the current, and the frequency. Phase angle meter. So that is to know the phase angle between voltage and current, especially po sa mga AC circuits. Okay. Potentiometer, so measures unknown voltage by comparison. No? Electrodynamometer instrument, so measure the AC current, power, and current. No? Then you have moving iron instrument, so measures AC DC current, voltage. Moving coil instrument, so that is DC current. Frequency counter, so counts the signal frequency accurately. And waveform analyzer analyze the wave shape or distortion of our signal. Then battery tester, so from the word itself, it is used to test battery condition and voltage. Relay test set, so this is for substation use, so that is for protective relays. No, the operation, if it is fault or normal operation. Phase rotation tester, so check if the phase rotation direction is correct, no? Either that is clockwise or counterclockwise. Infrared meter, this is used to measure the temperature of our electrical equipment. Then you have data logger, so used to measure used to record electrical measurements over time. Then we have digital storage oscilloscope, capture and stores our waveform data. Victor voltmeter, so measures voltage, magnitude, and phase. Transformer turns ratio tester, so this is for the transformer winding ratio. Okay, then we have the current transformer tester. This is used to test the current transformer accuracy and polarity. Then high path tester, so this is used to test the insulation strength of our wire using a high voltage. No, ito yung kadalasan ginagamit. No? Then the insulation tester, so katulad po yan ng Meagher. Leakage current tester for testing the leakage current. Cable fault locator, so used to find faults in underground cables. Network analyzer, so used to measures the electrical network parameters. And the audio signal tracer traces audio frequency electrical signals. So sobrang dami po niyan, but the most common po is yung from 1 to 10. So yan po yung pinaka-common na lumalabas sa board. No? Sometimes may makukuha po dito, but you could maano nyo man po from the question itself. Kunyari, used to measure power factor. So the answer will just power factor meter. No? From the question itself, nandun po yung sagot. And except for lux meter, tachometer, grounding, so earth leakage, no? Phase sequence. So, yung synchroscope naman, synchronization. No? Yan. Okay? Then you have clamp meter na, tapos na kanina, no? So measures the current without opening the circuit. Okay, then you have electrical tools and equipment. So we have pliers. So alam natin yung iba't ibang gamit na iba't ibang klase ng pliers. Long nose, side cutting combination. So long nose is for hard to reach places. Side cuttings for cutting wire. Combination is the all-purpose na pliers natin. Then you have screwdrivers. So it could be flat or Philip, no? So the handles are insulated. And wire stripper used to remove insulation safely. Electric drill. So electric drill is used for drilling or mounting our electrical boxes and other devices. Hacksaw is usually used to cut conduits and raceway. Conduit bender, so used to bend EMT and conduits. Fish tape, no? So pinaka-common yung fish tape, no? Used to pull wires through the conduit. Yan. So ito po yung mga common na lumalabas po, no? Pabalik-balik na halos, no? Of course, meron po bang ibang mga mga tools, no, that you are usually using as part of your work as an electrician, no? So yun din po is may mga instances na lalabas din po yon, no? But of course, if you are working on the field, so talagang masasagot niyo po, no? So itong fish tape, no, pinaka-common natin ito, yung ginagamit nating alambre, no? Fish tape kasi we are fishing, no? Parang binibingwit natin yung ating wire. Yan. Okay? Then grounding materials. What are the materials used for grounding our electrical system? So we have the ground rod, ground clamp, and equipment grounding conductor. So the purpose of grounding is to provide safe path for fault current. It also protects life and equipment. So the grounding rod, that is usually copper clad steel. The grounding clamp is grounding electrode, no? So ito po yung nakakonect po sa conductor natin to the grounding electrode. An equipment grounding conductor, that is to provide the fault current path. Yan, no? So medyo madali po tayong matapos ngayon, no? Kasi yung ating questions or yung ating topic are all concepts, no? And this topic also is one of the topics na madami, no, sa AC na part ng exam, no? So but if you don't know yung mga common na mga tools, equipment, instruments, materials, ano kailangan gamit, so medyo magiging mahirap din. Okay? So we now proceed to the practice test, no? So if you want to answer po, you could put your answer on our chat box, no, the letter of your answer, no? So wag po kayo mahiya magsagot, no? Wala, kahit magkamali, no? The important is may natutunan kayo and kayo po ay nagkamali sa pagsagot dito lang sa ating review but not on the actual board exam. Okay? So we have here the problem solving. A copper conductor has a resistance of 12 ohms at 20 degrees Celsius. If its resistance becomes 14.4 ohms, determine the final temperature coefficient of copper. Determine the final temperature. So the temperature coefficient of copper is 0.004 per degree Celsius. So nakagandahan nito is binigay na po yung ating alpha or the temperature coefficient. Okay, so maybe I will give you 1 minute, no, to solve for this one. So just put the letter of your answer in our chat box.
Wala pa po akong scientific calculator, sir.
Okay lang. Okay lang po, okay lang kahit wala. Ang importante po is ma-follow niyo po kung paano siya i-solve. So yung ibang may calculator, you could try to answer this one, tapos ilagay lang po sa chat box yung answer niyo. Okay, so let's solve for this one. Okay, so kunin natin yung mga given natin. The initial temperature is 12 ohms. The initial resistance, no? The initial temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. The final temperature is 14.4 ohms. And the temperature coefficient of copper is 0.004 per degrees Celsius. Okay, naka-mute ba? Tama. Ba, naka-mute ba ako? Kaya ano nga, kung kita ka-mute yung ano. Hello. Hello. Okay. Para nakamute. Okay, so let's continue po. No? So may nag-answer na po ng 50. So let's try po. No? So ang hinahanap po natin is the final temperature, which is T2. No? So the formula natin, T is equals to RO1 plus alpha delta T. So hanapin mo natin itong delta T. So ilipat natin itong RO dito. We will have RT over RO is equals to 1 plus alpha delta T. No? So ilipat din sa kabila. Yung 1 natin magiging minus na dito. So we have RT over RO minus 1 is equal to alpha times delta T. So ito yung hinahanap natin. So ito ilipat naman natin. So magiging divide siya nito lahat. No? We have RT over RO minus 1 over alpha is equal to delta T. So ngayon makasolve tayo ng delta T. Okay? So let's try to solve for delta T. Okay? So we have delta T is equal to RT natin is 14.4. No? So degrees Celsius over 20 yung RO minus 1 over alpha which is 0.004. Okay? So using power calculator. Okay? So we have 14.4 over 20. Then we have minus 1 over 0.004. Okay? So this is equal to 70. And that is negative 70. Yan. Okay. So delta T. Okay, so delta T is equal to negative 70 degrees Celsius. So ibig sabihin po is yung kanyang difference po is negative kasi kung makikita niyo bumaba po yung kanyang temperature, no? And we know that delta T is equal to T1 minus T2. So dito yung ating T1, so to solve for T2 now, so T2, so ilipat na sa kabila maging positive. That will be T1 minus delta T, no? So i-substitute po natin. Naging maliit itong delta T. Okay? So we have T1 is 20, no? Then this will be minus 70, no? Yan. So the correct answer for this one is 90 degrees Celsius, no? Which is wala po dito sa choices. Yung delta T po na solve nyo is that is just only the difference in temperature, no? Okay. So, hindi pala. Okay, dito ako nagkamali. Sige siya po. So, dito pala tayo nagkamali sa ating to. No, hindi pala to siya tawag doon. That is not 12. That is not 20 but 12. Yan. Dito tayo. So, baguhin natin. So, we have pwede na yata yun. Ito. Okay, so ito lang babaguhin ko. So, kagandahan ng calculum to is we could edit, no? 14.4 pala. 14.4 yung sa baba yung gawin nating 12, no? Yan. So, 50. Yan. So, 50. Saka ako bakit sobrang, laki ng temperature difference. So, this will be 50 degrees Celsius. So, this will be 20 minus, yan, 20, so this is T2 para T2 minus T1. So, this will be delta T, no? minus T1. So we have here, ano ba to? Yung ating, tawag doon, delta T is 50. Now we have 50 minus the T1, which is 20. No? So this will be 50 minus 20. This will be equal to 30 degrees Celsius. Yan. No? So 30 degrees Celsius, no? Which is wala po dito sa ating choices. Yan. No? Kasi kaya medyo na ano ko dun sa negative 90 because if copper will to become a negative 90, no? Yung kanyang temperature, by theory, ang kanyang resistance will be negligible, no? Kasi it will approach a, tawag doon, a superconductor, no? So yun pala, if a conductor is exposed, no, to below zero temperatures, so meaning negative temperature, it will approach a superconductor state. Ibig sabihin ng superconductor, magiging masyadong mababa na kanyang resistance, no, in which the resistance itself will be negligible, no? Okay. Then you have this one, which material has a positive temperature coefficient? Yung kanina po, yung 20 ohms, 20 po, dapat ang ilagay ko po doon is 12 ohms, no? As we corrected in our solution. Which material has a positive temperature coefficient? So, alin po dito yung sagot nyo? Tingnan ko. Kung naalala nyo kanina kung ano yung sagot dito. Okay? Yan. So the correct answer for this one po is sino pang habol? Letter C, no? So this is a positive temperature coefficient. Itong dalawa are all negative. So kasi this is carbon itself and yung silicon is a semiconductor. How about yung germanium? So germanium is also a semiconductor. And when we say semiconductor, so they are all negative temperature coefficient. Okay? Next, what formula used to determine the resistance considering the temperature change? So, ano po ito yung formula na gagamitin? Okay, so the correct answer for this one is letter C, no? Okay, which lighting device has the highest efficiency? Yan, ito naman, highest efficiency po. Okay. Yan. So the correct answer is letter C, LED lamp. Okay. Next, the primary purpose of ballast in a fluorescent lamp is to blank. Ano yung purpose ng ballast? Yun, bilis, no? Yung mga nakapag-NC2, so ito yung pabalik-balik sa interview. Okay? So the correct answer for this one is letter B, to limit the current. Which overcurrent protective device melts when excessive current flows? So, ang ano po natin dyan is melt. So, I believe lumabas to sa April, no? Kasi maraming nag-ano sa akin. Ano yung sagot? The correct answer for this one is letter C, fuse. Okay? Next, a ground fault circuit interrupter protects against, so ano yung sagot dito? Ano yung pinoprotektahan ng ground fault circuit interrupter? Okay. So it protects against electric shock. Okay. Next, an octagonal box is commonly used for, so ano yung pinaka-purpose ng octagonal box? Yan. Okay. So the correct answer is lighting fixtures. Next, which conduit is made of plastic material? Yan. So yung iba siguro ito is talagang nag-take note, no? Okay, so the correct answer is letter D, no? PVC or polyvinyl chloride. A voltmeter is connected in blank. So, ano yung connection ng voltmeter? Okay, so the correct answer is in parallel. Okay, next. An ammeter should have blank. So, yung sagot dito, ammeter. Okay, so the correct answer is very low resistance. Now, yung high resistance is for voltmeter. Yan. So, para siya, the purpose of an ammeter having a low resistance is to reduce voltage drop, no? Therefore, magiging mas accurate, no? This is for accuracy purposes. Okay, next. The instrument used to measure insulation resistance. So, alin dito? Insulation resistance. Yun, bilis. And usually, this is the most common question, no? Kahit sa anong reviewer, if you have a commercial reviewer which is available, no, sa Shopee, so talagang ito yung mga kadalasang question sa mga question bank na ganon, no? What instrument used to measure insulation resistance? So that will be meager. Okay? Next, which conductor material is most commonly used in electrical wiring? Yan. No? So this is the most commonly used, no? So the correct answer for this one is copper. THN conductor insulation is commonly suitable for. Yan, THWN. So, saan siya pwedeng gamitin? So, ang keynote po dito or note po dito is my W. So, my W, it could be used for wet locations. Next, the device that contains circuit breakers and bus bar is called. So, may circuit breaker at bus bar po. Yan. So, the correct answer is panel board. Which electrical tool is used to pull conductors through conduit? So, anong tawag po doon? Yan. So, pull. So, hinihila. No? So, the correct answer for this one is fish tape. Yan. A three-way switch is used to control lighting from how many locations? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, 2 locations. Which protective device is resettable after tripping? So the keyword is resettable. Tripping lang. So the correct answer is letter C, circuit breaker. The best electrical conductor among the following is blank. Alin dyan? Yan, yun. Merong na biktima. Okay, so for this one, the best electrical conductor, no, the very best is silver. Okay, next. Which electrical devices or box is used primarily for wire splicing? So wire splicing po na po ginagamit natin. Okay, so the correct answer is junction box. The resistance of a wire depends on, so ano yung, alin dito yung tama, no? So, it dependent to length, area, material, and temperature. Okay, so the correct answer po is letter D. Now, for this one po, ang gagamitin ng formula is ito, di ba? This is the material, this is the length, this is the area. Pag sa temperature naman po, yung ating formula na ito, no? In which, depending on the property of the wire, no, or the material, so mag-i-increase siya if that is a positive temperature coefficient, magdi-decrease if that is a negative temperature coefficient. Okay, we have here the last question. No, a copper wire has a resistance of 15 ohms, 20 degrees Celsius. Determine its resistance at 70 degrees Celsius and the temperature coefficient of copper is 0.004 ohms. Okay? So siguro to give you time to solve po yun, mga calculator. So we'll try to solve this one, no? Try to solve this one for 2 minutes po. So if you're done po answering, so just put your, yun, bilis oh, you put your um, answer in our chat box na, letter of your answer. Okay, naka-mute pala. Okay, so the final temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. Then the temperature coefficient, that is our alpha, is 0.004 per degree Celsius. So hinahanap po natin ito is our R total. Okay? So the final temperature, so we have RO1 plus alpha delta T. Okay? So our RO, so our RO is 15 degrees Celsius. We have 1 plus 0.004 times, so delta T, this is T2 minus T1. So we have 70 minus 20. No? So minus 20. Di ko makita sa screen. 20 degrees Celsius. Okay? So using our calculator, okay, so we have 15, we have 1 plus 0.004, we have 70 minus 20. Okay? So this is equal to 18. No? So the correct answer po is, our R sub T is 18 ohms, which is letter C. Okay? Yan. So that will be all for our discussion. So medyo ano lang po, maikli lang po the discussion with just 1 hour lang po, no? Because this is just a very, like I said a while ago, so this is just a very easy topic. Okay? So for our next session, so balikan po natin yung ating schedule dito, no? Okay, sana ba yun? Yan. Okay. So on May 30, we will be discussing DC and AC circuit. So medyo mahirap-hirap to na topic. So it has more problem solving, no, and circuit analysis compared to concepts and theory. Okay? So at the end of this one po, natin session ngayon, I will be sending 3 sets, no, of mock test, no, for session 2. Sa session 1, hindi ko pa yun na-send po yung mock test 3 natin because I will be analyzing po yung result from test 1 and test 2. Tapos kung ano po yung mga tanong doon na medyo marami sa inyo hindi nakakuha ng sagot, yun po yung gagamitin ko to create the mock test 3, which is the combine of the two. No? So that is to ensure na lahat ng hindi nyo naintindihan is maintindihan nyo at mako-cover ng lahat ng exam. And also for this one, no, kasi medyo konti lang yung ating problem solving, so all of the questions for mock test for session 2 will be all concepts. Siguro mayroon lang 5 o 10 problem solving. Tapos yung lahat ng mga instruments, so may isang exam that all of the instruments will come out. No? May isang test po na. Okay? So I guess that will be all for this evening. No? If may questions po kayo. So you could type our questions in our chat box. And if wala po, we'll call it a night. No? Don't worry, I will be sending the PDF file and the record, no? The record of our discussion this evening, no? Okay, so may tanong po ba? Okay, so if in case po wala pa po kayong calculator, we will have also a special session for that Caltech, no? How to use your CalQ. So maybe by June, I hope may CalQ na kayo para if you will have that session for the calculator, you will be able to follow, no? Susunod po. Okay? So nagbigay po ako sa ating GC kung ano po yung mga CalQ na accepted po ng PRC. So please don't buy FX991ES or 570ES kasi hindi na po yun accepted, no, from Casio. Okay? And okay, so